When talking about JoJo's, we have to talk about the least talked about parts, like we talk about the most talked about parts, because it's a complete full work of art. That is why today I am making it my duty to talk about the least talked about part in JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. But throughout the video, I'm also finna narrow it down because there are 3 candidates and one of them kinda isn't eligible right now. The one that isn't eligible obviously is JoJolion. JoJolion is very much not talked about like that, but it makes complete sense. With only, I think, 29 chapters out, how are you going to talk about it fully the way you want to when you don't even know what the fuck is about to happen? Now, do I think it should be talked about more, especially right now? Yes, I do. I think majority of the community should be on JoJolion, but they're not. So you're left with this beautiful work of art that is not being talked about when it should be talked about. It should be known and spread. The next option is Phantom Blood. Now, Phantom Blood, also the reason I picked Phantom Blood before part 2, because I still hear and see things referenced from part 2, i.e. being young Joseph as a whole, instead of part 1. Part 1 is not talked about at all, and people say it's for a quote-unquote good reason. They call it boring, but I'm just like, I think it's a very interesting story. You think vampires and power that comes from the sun is boring? Come on. Vampires, zombies, a burning mansion, rich kid losing all of his wealth. Little bit basic, but boring, I don't know. And then finally, you have JoJolion. JoJolion is a part that should be talked about a lot more, but since people really stop at SVR, we're stuck with not talking about it. It is a fantastic part and it's completed. It's fantastic. People are always like, oh, well, the last part sucked. Listen. Was it a little rushed? Yes. Could it have been done somewhat better? Yes. But does that take away the symbiotic nature that Araki was trying to explain between Toru and Josuke especially? No, it doesn't. Part 8 is a really good part. I recommend anyone read it. It is a fantastic adventure, and it's still one of the top parts in JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. With the 3 candidates laid out, I'm gonna axe JoJolion already. I just mentioned them because again, JoJolion is again not talked about enough. We do need to talk about it a little bit more. But now between JoJolion and Phantom Blood. Now, in my humble opinion, the one thing is clear: more people watch/read Phantom Blood, right? And you may ask me, well, how do you know? Even though Phantom Blood is notorious within the JoJo community for getting skipped, there is a strong amount of people within the community that say we don't accept part skippers. So they don't skip it. Even if they call it boring or a 6 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10, they still don't skip it. But with JoJolion, they'll just stop reading. That will be it. And you may wonder why I stared at the camera. Yeah, I'm looking at you. They'll just stop reading. But we need the community to come together and read more. But with that note being, I would have to kick out Phantom Blood when we're talking about the least talked about part. The 100% least talked about part. So now we're left with 1. JoJolion. And we can all collectively decide JoJolion is the least talked about part. At least I hope. We can, right? Come on. And one of the reasons I say it's one of the least talked about parts is because even still, the main joke of JoJolion to the general JoJo community is, oh, 8 people read this. Come on, y'all. We have to do better. Even though that joke is stale and old as fuck and it doesn't work anymore, because like a lot more people have started reading JoJolion as the years have rolled by. Still, it's not enough. It's nowhere near enough. When you look at it compared to Steel Ball Run, and even with the reason, and a part of the reason I know people don't read JoJolion, and this is going to sound wrong or harsh, but I don't see enough incorrect comments about JoJolion. You know, if I'm talking about Stone Ocean, I'll see like 5, 6 incorrect comments. Steel Ball Run, like 10, 11. JoJolion, none. I don't see nothing. Maybe 1, maybe 2. But other than that, it's really just adding more information about that part or questions. And you may think, well, that may mean more people are starting to read the part and like it. Yes. But I know JoJo fans. Not the brightest tool in the shed, if you know what I mean. While I'm insulting someone, I mess up. Like, I meant to say sharpest. Fuck. But honestly, JoJolion is one of the parts that I think intrigued me the most. You know what I mean? Like, the general premise of it intrigued me the most. What do you mean this guy pops up out the ground, has amnesia, does not know who he is or where he is, doesn't remember his name? You can't find no records on him. And then when you go to his listed address, there is a homeless woman or helpless woman in there, naked. What is going on? And it's just like I can't get it. JoJolion is such a great part, but no one wants to take a part in reading it. What's going on? Like, every time I think about it, it makes my brain hurt, because it's such a great part. We're back in Morio. Everyone literally glazes the fuck out of Morio. What are we doing? You don't want to go back to Morio? I don't know. But if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, we're on the road to 10K. Yes, it's still weird saying that. We're on the road to 10K. And until next time, peace.